knowing that you'll respect them in the morning with intelligent talk that stimulates.
Welcome back to the program, and we said we're going to go back to the virus, and Ben's first up here, and he goes, "What's that?" Okay, Ben, what is it?
Well, we're getting close to a vaccine, and that's the good news. I've talked a lot on this show about my experience in running vaccine trials in my business history and how optimistic I am, and the data points to a very optimistic outcome. I think there'll be a bit of a battle between the FDA and the deep staters within the FDA and the administration over the timing of approval of one or more vaccine trials, but we're clearly headed towards a working vaccine, probably a lot more than one, 3, maybe 4 accepted vaccines, probably before year end. The issue is, can we get an approval prior to the election during the month of October? The data suggests to me that that is on the table. Whether that will be fought over politically or not remains to be seen.
Frank, Operation Warp Speed, and President Trump put that out there, and boy, I'll tell you, he's been really pushing this. Dr. Stephen Hahn of the FDA, he was excited about when he announced this, about this plasma treatment, and everybody wants it to happen except what Ben was just talking about, the Dems. They would love to postpone this to January, and hopefully that they can get their guy in the presidency there, Frank.
Interestingly enough, one of President Trump's initial drives was to actually speed up the drug approval process, and this certainly predated COVID by several years. In fact, even going back to 2017, the president felt that the FDA procedure on approving new drugs was kind of useless, that in many ways it was redundant. It slowed down the implementation of new drugs, and certainly coming online, as Ben pointed out, with the various vaccines that will be confronting the COVID virus, it's in the Democrats' political interest to keep those off the market and, frankly, off the discussion at the dinner table until after the election. Some pundits have said that they can't wait until November 4th, the day after Election Day, when COVID as a crisis will vanish. It'll continue as a virus, it'll continue to be out there, but as a national crisis, it will be gone.
Kate Greenfield was appointed commissioner of the agricultural area in Iowa, and she has no knowledge of agriculture. She's this environmental person, and then in Colorado they're kind of pushing this Green New Deal, and it's hurting the farmers because they want to impose all these regulations. And we've talked about farmers before here, but they're the heart and soul of this country, Ben.
Well, abundant supply of food is obviously a good thing that is reasonably priced, and the farmers of this country have served not only this country, but the entire planet quite well for the last 150, 200 years. And hopefully that will continue. By and large, economics tends to trump the political ambitions of those who try to stop or hinder the efficient growth of food and other resources in this country. And I have faith that economics will carry the day. In China, the Chinese and the U.S. have just re-upped their proclamations that they're going to go forward with phase 1 and the deal. That is because the Chinese need American food products. So by and large, economics carries the day in this issue.
This has come about because there's this Derecho that went right through the state of Iowa, and Joni Ernst, she's trying to get some help there, and she's reaching opposition there, Frank.
Yeah, the devastation by that Derecho is unbelievable. Not just in the crops themselves, which were devastated, but also, and perhaps almost more important, the storage silos where those crops are stored. I've heard from some folks in that area of the country, I have family there, that say that even with the best of times, putting together new silos to the extent they need them throughout the state of Iowa is almost going to be impossible before those crops have to be harvested and stored. So we're in for some really rough times. The corn crop has been devastated.
Yes, it really has. And I tell you what, there's more on the program here. We're going to put a bow on the program, but you're listening to Inside the News, and you can follow us on SoundCloud, YouTube, and AUN TV. That was Frank Vernuccio. He's with the American Analysis of News and Media. You can find him at usagovpolicy.com. Ben Brunson, the author of the Falstaff, Enigma, and Esther, Sling. You can find Ben's books at Amazon.com, and more about Ben himself at benbrunson.com, and find out more about us at itnradio.com. We're going to take our final time out. We'll be back.
You're listening to Wehman, Brunson, and Vernuccio, Inside the News.